We'd like to say, whether you're a guest staying in the hotel or you're here simply to witness the Duck March, you are truly a guest of the Peabody, and we say welcome to you all. Now, before we get started, we do want to let everybody in on a few things that are available to you besides simply witnessing the Duck March. One of those things is to come up and visit the Duck Palace. That is where the ducks spend their evenings every night from 5 p.m. to 11 a.m. the next morning. You can visit that simply by pressing S for Skyway on any one of the elevators. That'll take you all the way to the top. Once you get off the elevator, follow it up to the right. That'll take you onto the rooftop area where you can overlook the Mississippi River, overlook downtown, and you will see the signs that point you back to the Duck Palace. So please feel free to come up and visit there. Now, if visiting the rooftop wasn't necessarily in your plans, no worries. There are plenty of things for you to do here in the lobby area, so please enjoy your time at the South's Grand Hotel. Now, we do want everybody to know a little bit of the history of the Peabody itself. See, the original hotel actually opened up a couple of blocks from here at the corner of Main and Monroe back in 1869. Colonel Robert Brinkley had determined to build the most spectacular hotel the Mid-South had ever seen. I want to put it right here in Memphis, Tennessee. Well, his plan was to unveil the Brinkley House, obviously named after his family. However, 2 months before they held the grand opening, he got word that a very good friend of his, Mr. George Peabody, had passed away. Well, in order to honor his good friend, he decided to change the name from the Brinkley House to the Peabody Hotel. Now, as I mentioned, they opened in 1869, but by 1921 they realized they were going to need to expand and relocate. So they started looking for other property around the city, found this property here at 149 Union Avenue. They began construction, and on September 1st, 1925, we opened the doors to the beautiful hotel that we stand in today. When this hotel opened, it opened at just under the $5 million budget. Now the budget started to change from the mid-20s, and as you can tell by looking around, they did a fabulous job. Now, for the reason that we are all here. Why are we here, folks?
The ducks.
The ducks. How in the world did we get to be known as the hotel with the ducks? Well, it's actually kind of funny because the whole thing started off as a practical joke. See, back in the 1920s and 30s, it was legal to use live duck decoys while duck hunting. Well, the original general manager of the hotel, Mr. Frank Schutt, and a buddy of his named Chip had headed over to Arkansas to do a little hunting, and well, in 1933, they didn't have a whole lot to help keep them warm. So they had to rely on the liquid heat, shall we say? A little bit of the Tennessee sipping whiskey. What most adults in here know today as Jack Daniels. So, after a full day of staying warm, they thought it would be funny to play a joke on the guests of the hotel. So instead of dropping a live duck decoys off of the farm, they decided to sneak into the lobby and drop them off in the fountain instead. Well, they headed on up to their rooms to sleep it off for the night. When they came back down the next morning, they found two things. One, the ducks were still there. They didn't get out, wander off, go see the sights of Memphis or anything like that. And two, well, a large crowd had gathered. Wow, they thought what a wonderful idea, what a great way to bring people into the hotel. Thus kicked off our 76-year-old tradition of having ducks in our fountain. Well, by 1940, they decided that they wanted to turn it into a little bit of a production. So they spoke to a gentleman that was working with us, a gentleman by the name of Edward Pembroke. See, Chief Pembroke was a retired animal trainer for Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus. He told them if we gave him the opportunity, he would train 5 northern mallards, 1 male, which is the drake, 4 females, which are the hens. He would train them every day at 11 o'clock to march through the hotel, to ride down in the elevator, to march across the red carpet, then hang out in the fountain all day. Then at 5 o'clock in the evening, reverse the process and head back up to their rooms. Now, not only did Mr. Pembroke do that, but he did so for 50 years. That is where he came up with the Duckmaster title. Figured anybody that does something consistently for 50 years is pretty much a master at it. Now, Mr. Pembroke is no longer with us, but we do owe him a great debt of gratitude. He used to take the ducks all over the country. Some of you may remember seeing him on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. He was featured in People magazine, He even made a very special appearance on Sesame Street for National Rubber Ducky Day. He used to do all kinds of great things promoting this wonderful hotel and our fine feathered friends. So in order to honor him, we placed a beautiful portrait and a brief bio of it right inside the valet entrance over there. So to get a chance, stop by, say hi to Mr. Pembroke and tell him thanks for all that he's done for the hotel and for the ducks. Now, on occasion, I have the pleasure of having working with me an honorary Duckmaster. I have that pleasure this morning, so if you would please give a warm round of applause to Miss Joyce Klein. Come on up here. How are you? Great. Well, if you would, stand right there in front of the stairs, face down this direction. Perfect. Now, it is very important that everybody understands what it means to be an honorary Duckmaster. So put together a little proclamation for you. You got your name in there and everything. The proclamation states thus: whereas the March of the world-famous Peabody Ducks is a time-honored tradition begun in the 1930s and attended by countless visitors, and whereas the care and protection of the Peabody Ducks must be attended on a daily basis and can only fall to persons of high standards and great distinction, and whereas you are such a person, be it resolved that on this day, Ms. Joyce Klein has been chosen honorary Duckmaster. Let's give her another round of applause. Now, as honorary Duckmaster, Ms. Joyce is going to help me escort the ducks down here to see y'all. So I'm going to ask her to head on down to the elevator down there. I'm going to fill everybody in on what is about to happen. In just a few moments, we're going to head upstairs and march the ducks across the rooftop, right down in the elevator with them, and right at 11 o'clock, the elevator doors are going to open, and the ducks are going to come marching down the red carpet here. Now, just a few things. One, of course, it is important that everybody does stay back off of the red carpet. So the ducks have one thing in mind, and it's that water. We need to make sure that they have a nice clear path. Also, if we can get everybody back off of the marble all the way around, we appreciate that. That way everybody can have a decent view in. And finally, please, feel free to take as many photos as you like. The flash does not bother them. However, we do ask that you do not try to reach out and touch the ducks. Again, we want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you for making the Peabody part of your trip into Memphis. We'll be right back down with the ducks.